welcome to MaysLugLife. I'm May, and I thought I would bring you another update on the shipping issues that Lug's been going through. So first of all, I thought I would give you an update on my order. There's a couple of things that have sort of come up these past few days, and then I would actually give you the most recent posting, I guess, that they have put up on Facebook with some new dates, I guess, just so you're in the loop. And yeah, I'll just read you the new thing that they think they posted on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. Been a little bit busy this past weekend, so I haven't had a chance to post it sooner. I apologize. But anyway, so here we go. So this is what I got. I believe it was, I want to say Tuesday. I can't remember anymore. It's been a bit of a busy week, and I've sort of been a little frazzled. So, anyways, I got this earlier this past week, and I suddenly got all of my dispatch confirmations and my tracking numbers for all the packages that I had received a week and a half ago now. So basically I got the parcels, I got my orders rather. Yeah, I think it was like on the, well, I guess it's in my unboxing video. So whatever those days were, these came a full week later. So it looks like Lug is just starting to get sort of on track to getting the actual emails out. So if you haven't gotten your emails yet, it's entirely possible you are about to get them. Although like I said, I'm a little bit late getting these out, so it's possible you've already received your confirmation letters or your emails rather, and your tracking numbers for orders that you have previously already received. And I believe, I mean, it seems a little bit silly that they're doing this, but I believe the reason why is because they're trying to reconcile all of their all the orders. So in other words, in their inventory, it'll probably show like when the orders go in, it'll show that there's an order that's come in, and it'll either say like paid, not paid, filled, or not filled. And so and whether it's been delivered or whether an email's been delivered. So I think there's a whole bunch of different steps that should be checked off. So even though it has shipped and has arrived at your door, it may say filled and shipped and delivered, but it probably says that they're still missing an email. So I'm assuming that's, or something like that, something to that effect. And now I think they're just sort of going back and crossing their T's and dotting their I's and making sure that the confirmation emails and the tracking numbers did indeed go out, so they can actually close those accounts, close those orders, or close the orders and sort of get them out of the way and move on to the next ones. So if you're wondering like why that's happening, like why would they even bother, I think that's more what it is as opposed to just Lug being completely discombobulated. Although that is actually what's happening as well. They are completely discombobulated, but I think the reason for it is more that every single order has to be reconciled in the system. And so you have to make sure that you do all these things. You have to kind of go, whatever, jump through the hoops, I guess it is, in order to make sure that that order is, quote, done and dealt with, so they can actually check it off and move on to the other stuff. So in the next little while, you might actually be seeing these things kind of coming out of order. It sounds like a lot of people suddenly got emails on the same day that I did for orders that they got even up to like 2-3 weeks ago. So it's a bit of an odd thing that they're sending out emails after the fact. But and I don't know if that's going to continue as things start to sort of settle down. I'm assuming as things settle down, they'll kind of go back to the right order. But don't be surprised if for the next little while, this is the order that you get them in. And also, like I said, still don't be surprised if you don't receive a tracking number. It doesn't mean that your package isn't on its way, because clearly, like I said, I got my packages way before this email ever came to me, and I'm not the only one. So just keep that in mind when you're waiting for your orders. So here's one of the emails that I got, and it basically just gives me my tracking number, and it tells me what I ordered and what is coming. And if anyone watched my unboxing videos a week or so ago, you'll maybe see some of these familiar items. So I ordered the Chariot in the Crimson Large Dot, and the Sleepers in the Cat's Orchid rather, and the Plaid Gray. And that's all I got. And it didn't even occur to me that I had forgotten something. And it looks like here, I'm glad that they reminded me. I mean, I did go back and look, and I was like, oh yeah, I probably would have remembered eventually. But as you can see there's a missing Choo Choo. So in my order, I only got the top 3 items. I did not get the Choo Choo XL. I even went back to look at the packing slip to see if maybe I had dropped it, or if it got lost or it fell out of the mail. I mean, who knows? But on my packing slip, it didn't actually reflect that there was a choo choo in there. So I contacted Lug and said, "Hey, I did receive this order, but I only received the top 3. I did not receive the choo choo. Please see if you can send it as soon as you possibly can." Anyways, so this was my response from Lug. So here's the email. It says, "Hello, May. The $17 was refunded to your card. Depending on your bank, the refund will be available between 5 to 10 business days later. Thank you. Have an awesome day!" Exclamation point. Okay, so weird, first of all, that it was "have an awesome day!" exclamation point. This is not good news. This is not a happy email. I thought it was almost verging on rude. And the other thing that I noticed, that it was not what Lug usually sends out. They're usually a little bit more personable. It's a little bit more friendly. It's got a little bit of a human touch. This is clearly, there's a template that somehow that gets pumped out automatically, and they just fill in, they just automatically fill in the blanks. So they, insert name here, insert amount here, insert item here. So here we are. So I got no notice that this was not in stock. They just decided, okay, it's not in stock, forget it, we're not going to send it. And I guess it was up to me to discover that it was not sent. And it was up to me to tell them that it was not sent and to ask for a refund, which I think is pretty gross, because I'm really glad in some ways that they sent me these these emails after I received my boxes, because and then I opened them, because I was able to now go, oh, hang on, that's right, I forgot I'd ordered this. I mean, I ordered these things a month ago, like over a month ago. So, obviously it's easy to forget what was in those orders, especially since there was nothing in there that it was like a birthday gift or a wedding gift or anything, right? I wasn't like waiting for anything that I needed. It was just stuff that I wanted. But anyways, that being said, in the past, they used to send out like a more personalized thing. It'd be from a customer service rep. You'd see their name, and it would be signed like Cameron or, whatever. I can't remember their names anymore. But anyways, so it would, in the past, they would actually notice that there was something out of stock before my box got shipped. And they would say, hey, the Choo Choo XL in Ocean Blue is no longer available. Click on this link and choose another color. Or if we don't hear from you in the next 2 days, you will automatically be receiving a refund and we'll automatically credit your card back. And that happened probably like 5 or 6 times. And so I was like, okay, there's nothing really that I want. So I want this one. So I just sent them an email just to sort of say, hey, can you please send this one? And this is what I got. So anyway, so do make sure that you check your orders and check your order and check it against what you actually ordered versus what you received, because this is not uncommon. There are a lot of people who are not receiving the items that they ordered. So there are people who are missing 1, 2, 3, 4 items from an order. It doesn't, and it seems random. Like it's not even like all the same type of things or the same area of the world. It's really, really random. And the other thing that's been happening, and people have been noticing this, is, let's say, for example, in this case, they said, we don't have a Choo Choo XL in Ocean Blue. Doesn't say Ocean Blue on here, but I know it was the Ocean Blue one. And then I'll go on to LugLife and go, but there's like 230 XLs in the Ocean Blue. So you can't tell me that's out of stock because it's right there. Like, why didn't you send it to me? And basically Lug has decided it's not worth it to go back and look to see if the stock has come in. They just kind of go, forget it. We're just sending you a refund, rebuy it later, repurchase it later. So that's happening across the board. So no one is getting a chance to choose a different color or choose a credit or anything like that. It's one option. They will send you an automatic refund. End of story. No questions asked. But do, like I said, be careful. Make sure that you account for everything that you ordered, because you did pay for it. And if it seems like you have to tell them, they're not volunteering this information. So if you don't notice that something's gone out of stock, that you didn't receive something, they're not going to tell you. So please make sure that you check and make sure that you do send them an email. Now, just so you know, the turnaround time on this one, when they sent me my email to tell me that I had all these items I had paid for, I sent them an email that very night to say, by the way, I'm missing this one. I got this email the next day. So it was around 24 hours for me that I received this email. So it's they are actually answering stuff. They're just not answering quickly. So if you do have to, email them and ask them for either a refund or a warranty claim, or whatever, it looks like they are there. They're just overly inundated. But at the very least, I got this, sort of automatically churned out email, which is fine. I'm getting my money back. It still sucks because as Canadians, we lose money with the exchange, and we lose money because of the exchange fee that the credit card charges. So I would have preferred a credit, because then it would have stayed in lug dollars and I could have just used that against a future lug purchase. But anyways, this is what I got. So I lost some money on this one. And of course, I lost the thing that I wanted. So just like I said, be sure to check, and also to be aware of the fact that, just because you see it in stock in MaysLugLife, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are still going to get it. They are going to refund it. I think it's just too difficult for them to go backwards and go find it in the inventory and put it back in the order. So if you do want something badly, you have to go back in and reorder. Unfortunately, half the time, these were like host picks and, bonkers deals and whatever. So you may or may not be able to get your product with the same price. But if you want to make that argument, it looks like one person was able to do that. No one else was able to, but it looked like when I was reading some of the Facebook comments, it looked like one person was able to argue and say, I see it's come back into stock. You told me that it wasn't in stock, but it is. I ordered it because I got it for this price. Will you honor it? Most of the time they said no. It looked like one person was able to get it. I don't know what happened there, but it would be worth it if you guys really, if there's something that you got a really, really good deal on, it might be worth it. But do not be surprised if they say, sorry, too bad, you have to reorder. That sale price is gone. Just saying. So, so the next thing I'm going to show you is the actual release from Lug that came out. I believe it was Friday. And so these are the more updated dates as to when things are being shipped and all that jazz. So here it is, the most recent official posting from Lug on their Facebook page, on their official MaysLugLife Facebook page. So if you look at the side, the little blurb at the side, it says moving update, see graphic for details. That little blurb there hasn't changed. So if you've watched my previous updates or my previous update video on this situation, that little blurb really hasn't changed at all. The only thing that they've updated is the graphic that you see here on the left. So it says we're moving. Update for Friday, July the 22nd. Any remaining MaysLugLife orders made from July the 4th to the 10th will be shipped early next week. MaysLugLife orders for the week of July the 11th to 17th will be processed early next week. MaysLugLife.com, so that's the website, orders up to July the 19th have been packaged and shipped. We have been made aware that shipping and tracking numbers have not been sent out via email, and our team is actively working to correct this issue. So basically, they are about 2 weeks behind. So if you recall, the previous update basically said everything that was ordered prior to July the 10th was being sent out at the very latest as of last Monday. Now this is the following Friday, and they're saying now everything's going to be shipped early next week, meaning like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So they're at least a week behind on that. And if you are ordering anything, if you have anything from MaysLugLife, any orders from before July the 19th, apparently that's all been shipped. So anything, if you've ordered from MaysLugLife, meaning the actual website and not the shows, apparently those all got shipped out. Apparently that's now, they seem to be using past tense in that one, have been shipped out, have been packaged and shipped. So you should be probably getting those within about a week. But the MaysLugLife orders between July, so I guess this, so last week, from the 18th, from the 11th to the 17th, they'll be processing next week. And so, yeah, so like I said, they're about a week, 2 weeks behind on everything. And they are aware that the tracking numbers, are not being sent out. So hopefully that means in the next little while, at least for all the orders between July the 4th up to the 19th. All those tracking numbers will go out prior to you arriving your orders. So we'll see how it goes. I still have a feeling that even this will have to get updated the next week, and it will reflect, even later dates, because they really, really, really are having issues. I think it's not even simply we just didn't get our stuff out in time. As I mentioned earlier, they're having issues with people not receiving their product. So they're having now to deal with all of that through customer service as well. So they're kind of being hit on a bunch of fronts here, and things are sort of falling apart at the seams. And yeah, they're fighting. They're fighting a lot of fires, and it's bad. It's a really really bad thing. So just be a little bit more patient. Hopefully by the end of July, everyone will have received most of their orders, if not all. And probably by the first or second week of August is probably when everyone's orders will finally have been dealt with and shipped out, and you will have everything in your hands. At least that's my hope. And there we have it. So, still a few issues. Like I said, they're still working through. They are definitely fighting a lot of fires, putting out a lot of fires. They're fighting a war on all fronts. So they have had to move. Which, if anyone has moved anything at all, whether you've moved offices or classrooms or houses, you know what an ordeal that is. There's a lot of stuff that goes into just the logistics of moving, let alone the headaches that come out of it. Just being able to move stuff from point A to point B already is a big deal. And as we know, Lug has a lot of stuff. They've got a ton of inventory. It's big, it's heavy, and it's now, luckily, they're only moving, just maybe an hour or so away. So it's not the distance so much, but it is the headache of actually being able to, take it out of one place and put it into another. So as we all know, if I'm sure all of us have done some kind of move at some point, it is one thing just to travel, but like the packing of everything, you have to put all the dishes in the, in the newspaper and in the padding. You have to put them in the box a certain way, and then you have to make sure you mark it. And once you go into the truck, you have to make sure that it arrives in a safe way. And then once you get it off the truck, it's like, okay, so these boxes have to go there. And then once you get the boxes, then you have to open them and figure out what the heck is in each box. And then you got to each individually open everything that you've wrapped and put them in the right shelf. So there's a lot of stuff that needs to get done. There's so many steps in just the pure moving of the items of the product. And that's one headache. The other headache is, I believe they're switching systems. So they're not using the same shipping system they had been using all these years. So they went into a completely different system. And of course, if anyone has ever worked in a place where they've changed the OS, or they've changed the the point of sale software, or any kind of software that you use at your workplace, how much of a learning curve that was, and how long that takes to get everybody to understand how to use it. And of course, when you're transferring data from one database into another, there's always stuff that falls off, and there's you can't find this file, or these fields aren't working out, so you're trying to look up someone's name, and you end up getting their date of birth instead. Like, it's all this kind of stuff. So I'm sure they're dealing with that as well. And then on top of that, I'm only speculating. I believe it's a different staff. So if it is the move that I think they made, it is not where Lug just took, the entire warehouse from the Markham location and plopped it into Mississauga. They took the inventory from Markham, plopped it in Mississauga, but they changed systems. They changed, the way everything is laid out. And then they changed they changed who I think is also running the warehouse and dealing with the inventory. So there's probably a learning curve for the new people who are doing it. And if it's not even new, let's say they are lucky enough to be able to use the same people, which I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that's the case. They're still having to learn a new system. And they're also in a brand new place. So if you remember, again, when you move into a new house, you used to know where your slippers were, but now you've moved into a new house. You can't find them anymore because they used to be in your cupboard, but there's no room in your cupboard. You've had to find a different place, and now you've forgotten where you've put it. So there's a whole lot of inefficiencies that come from a move, and I think we're there right now. So Lug is going through a giant move. And it might be with people who don't know their inventory. So, and I think just to be able to make things fast, they're just issuing refunds as opposed to running around the warehouse trying to look for the item, because it's just easier and faster, because otherwise your order would never get to you. They would rather you get a partial order rather than get a full order but an extra 3 weeks late. So so just bear that in mind when you are looking at, orders that have not yet arrived, or orders that are missing items, or orders that are really inaccurate and incorrect. I think someone was even saying that they had received the packing slip for someone else's order. And I think one person actually received the packing slip and order from someone else's order. So the inside of the box said one thing, but the outside of the box said something else. So that's happening as well. So just bear that in mind, and don't get too freaked out. Just be aware it's happening, and be aware that it might happen to you. That might at least allow you to be not quite so angry, and maybe just be able to stay calm enough that you can, send them out an email that is, not completely you just losing your mind. Because at the end of the day, let's just be honest, and let's just be remember that these are people at the other end. There are customer service people who are people, and I think they're getting a lot of abuse right now. I think there are a lot of incredibly irate people, as they should be. I mean, everyone has the right to be really upset with what's going on. I think all of us have definitely been more than patient with all of the issues, but even though we have the right to be angry, just remember that there are humans at the other end, and it's not their fault. Like I said, I'm not even saying that you guys are necessarily going to be the people who are that way, but we all have days where our fuses are short, or we've had a really crappy day, or whatever it is, and then at the end of the day, you're like, oh my gosh, now Lug sent me another thing. Great, now I got to send an email to tell them that whatever, and then you end up maybe being a little less than friendly in the email. Yeah, I think the customer service guys are getting pretty abused in some cases. So just bear in mind that it's not their fault. They are the go-between. If you want to send an angry anything, send it directly to the owners and send it directly to the founders, as opposed to through customer service, because there's not a whole lot they can do. They have nothing to do with the warehouse anymore. They're just the go-between. There's a little bit of, they can access things through their computer to see what's going on, but they have no connection to your stuff at all anymore. It used to all be in the same place. Now these guys are all working from home, and the warehouse is somewhere else, with very likely different people handling it. So anyways, so that's it. That is the latest. I wish I had better news for you. I wish it was something that was a little bit more that gave us more explanation, if nothing else. But they haven't. They're still not offering explanations, but at least they're trying to give us a heads up that things are taking longer. I would have liked an explanation. I would have liked some kind of mea culpa, but I guess we're not going to get that. And if we are going to get it, I think we're not going to get it anytime super soon. So there you go. That's it for now. I will definitely give you more updates as they come. It's a bit of a busy week for me this week, so it's entirely possible I might not get to those updates immediately, but I will do my best. And if I do give you an update, it might be like a really crappy, fast little video. So I apologize for the quality of the future videos if I do have the time to at least just send out an update. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Let me know what your orders are like, and see if you've got missing items as well. Let me know in the comments, and fingers crossed that everybody gets their stuff. That's it. Thank you so much. Take care, and I'll see you next time.